need to have a plan, they can come before the board, say, well,
Well, they have to meet a finding of fact and show either, there's three things they gotta do, I can't remember, but one of them is that improperly zoned, that's, you know, that ain't really,
We're gonna have to anyway, like Doc.
Huh?
Doc?
So fat and out of shape. Put that on the record.
I turned that on. No. It's dead. No. Hello? Maybe the volume was there. Nope.
No.
Good.
I brought that out a little bit so you can see the river, you can realize the contour of the land.
It's recording, it's just not coming through these speakers for some reason, so y'all go ahead and start and I'll try to fix it while y'all are doing that.
I now call the November 17th, 2016 hearing of Madison County Board of Adjustment to order. You call the roll, please.
Mr. Jimmy Rogers?
Here.
Mr. Howard Bowden?
Here.
Mr. George Dillon?
Here.
Mr. Wayne Pinkowski? Here. Mr. Ralph Oliver? Here.
All right. I'm going to separate these out. We have two sets of minutes from the two previous meetings. And I guess we can look at the September 22nd minutes first. I know we had some corrections on those from last time, so we'll try to approve them this time. I'm sure everybody's had a chance to read through them. I think all the corrections got made the way we kind of talked about at the last meeting, but if there's no questions or comments, I'll open the floor for a motion.
Like to make a motion that we approve the board of adjustment minutes from the September 22nd meeting, and also thank Patty Reynolds for reviewing all this work.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Call roll, please.
Mr. Ralph Oliver? Yes. Mr. Wayne Pinkowski?
Yes.
Mr. Howard Bowden?
Yes.
Mr. Jimmy Rogers?
Yes.
Mr. George Dillon?
Yes. All right. Now we have a second set of minutes from the October 25th, 2016 meeting. And I trust everybody's had a chance to look at those. They're a little shorter. There's no questions or comments.
I have
Go ahead.
On page 3, they left off George Dillon's name on the roll call for the vote.
Yes.
On there. Oh, okay.
All right. And
Let the correction be noted. Add my name, roll call, top page 3.
wait,
Do I hear anything else anybody see? If not, I'll open the floor for a motion on those.
I move we accept the minutes for October 25th with the exception, with the corrections made.
Do I hear a second?
second.
Call roll, please.
Mr. Rogers? Yes. Mr. Bowden?
Yes.
Mr. Pinkowski?
Yes.
Mr. Oliver?
Yes.
Mr. Dillon?
Yes. We have one item on the agenda tonight for dimensional variance, 1620 College Hill Road. Applicant name Edward Charles. Charles, are you here? You want to come to the podium for me, please? State your name and address for me for the record, please.
Edward Charles, address 3564 Riv Road.
All right, Mr. Charles, do you agree to give truthful and accurate information as it pertains to this case?
Yes,
All right, tell us what you're here for.
for a variance thing on the setback on the property. I didn't know you had, when I bought the property, I didn't know you had to have a variance. I want to build back on where the house was there, on the same foundation and same size house. But I don't want to start this fall, maybe spring. But
Marty Sizemore, Madison County Planning. Yeah, there was a house there previous. It burnt down, but it's been over a year, so that's why we're here asking for the variance.
okay.
So if it would have been within the year, we would have been able to let it, just put it right back there. I think it was in several years, hasn't it?
yeah, I don't remember when it burnt down. They
But-
tore it down. It didn't burn completely down. did it?
Right. So that's what he's asking to do, is put it in the same footprint.
Otherwise, it would, so it lost its nonconformity, I guess, or?
Yes, it's lost its pre-existing non-conformity.
Pre-existing nonconformity, okay. All right, so you're asking for a 65-foot variance, is that correct?
Yes.
So you're requesting to reduce the building line from 125 feet to 60 feet? Is that correct?
Yes.
65.
And that's a 65-foot variance, is that correct? Okay. Where does that put that in relation to the existing house?
It's in the same footprint as what he was,
Okay, so that puts it right in the footprint of
what
the old
he's
house?
indicating to us.
Okay. You may have a chance to measure that?
Yeah, I did.
What'd you come up with?
I measured, from the edge of the, where the foundation would be to the road, I got 65 feet with a tape measure.
Yeah. I think, well, traffic is busy. I think I measured from the center, and the lady that works for Marty said to where the front porch would be, like an 8-foot front porch. I think I measured 60 foot with an 8-foot front porch on it, which used to be a porch on the house that's there.
So 60 foot would get you what you're asking for, sounds like, 125 to 60. So,
There is an existing structure there also, a detached garage, barn, storage buildings. It's
Garage.
closer than that, it's right there, isn't it? Yeah, right here,
I think it's about 50 feet.
yeah.
so right here where the 1620 is.
That's where the house lot is,
Okay.
the house side is, and then the other building's right here.
It's
And that
80.
sets it back at about the same distance as this 1610
Yes.
property at
Yeah,
least.
this one here is.
Okay.
It looks as though most of the
Yeah, it's about
houses along
70
that
feet.
road are probably about the same distance back. I didn't see any
Yeah.
back any further than that. As a matter of fact, there's some I think that are closer.
I think the house on the other side there is closer, 40 feet.
You can see right there, is kind of-
That's the footprint.
Then you can tell this looks very steep back through here. Right there. And then the barn up there.
So it drops off, once they go down to the river back there?
Yeah.
Real steep.
Very steep. Make Tuesday look like a plateau.
I've been 200 feet down the river. I know it's steep.
Yeah, that's way down.
Have you checked with the utilities people? Is there any problem, like, are you back far enough, those overhead
Oh, yeah. it's
wires?
Clark Energy runs through there.
Yeah,
And they got the house used to be the transformer from that pole, sits right on the edge of the property boundary line. And I've already had a 20-foot, 6x6 pole with the meter base and everything installed where Clark said to install it. It's away from the pole. It's 20-some odd feet away from the pole.
You guys
but-
temporary, basically.
Yeah.
It's more than temporary.
They won't give you power if it doesn't meet their setbacks, or their easements through there for the power.
Is there any other easements across the front of that?
Can you imagine out there?
Take the water lines on the other side,
Yeah.
other side of the road. I mean, I know it is, because we UPS.
Any
Right.
customer calls, letters?
I've had one call, and I think it's
Comment?
at 1637, I think that's, Kevin Whitaker, he called me, he's somebody I know, and he was just inquiring what was going on there.
Saw the sign, just wanna know what not to do, supposed to, just didn't wanna know what it was.
Just glad that somebody was gonna do something with it, just making sure that we wasn't gonna.
Yeah, it's been overgrown and kinda.
I've done a lot of work on it
for a while.
already, clearing and brushing it, and
He saw your camper, and he was concerned about that, so.
I'm not
That's why
putting,
we're going this
I'm
house
not
route.
putting a camper over there. I thought about, having one there till I get built, just temporarily, but no, I'm not gonna put one this. I live close enough, I can drive every day, building.
I don't have any further questions or comments about it. Do you have anything else you wanna add, Mr. Charles?
Yes, on fencing, how far from the highway do you put up a fence, you know? I wanna get it fenced in, who do I see?
That would be a question for them, that'll be a question for
Or-
for your right of ways.
Right away? That's
As
the
long
road
as you stay, as
department?
long as you stay on the right of way, you can put it right on your property.
Okay, yeah.
Any of the board members have any further questions, comments?
It says requesting a 65-foot variance to construct a new home. I know he said he's gonna put that on the same slab. When we make this motion, can we make sure that we restrict that it's a new home and not a camper or a modular home on that slab?
If we can.
We've got regulations that deal with both of those things.
No, we cannot. Our variance is for, we can't determine what he puts on
This
there.
is
That's
not
up to
like a
him.
conditional use permit.
No.
You're either gonna grant him the variance or not, and then what he decides to put there will be based on the regulations.
We'll police that.
Okay. So is he allowed to? Let's go back then.
Not gonna allow to put a camper there, he would be allowed to put
Yeah,
a
he could put
mobile home or a
what you call
manufactured
modular
home.
home would probably be a manufactured home, and he would be allowed to do that as long as he met the setbacks.
Gotcha. Now, I noticed in the deed, he didn't give a specific amount of land this was on. It just said up 1
Well,
acre
this-
or so.
This variance will apply to the tract.
Yeah,
whatever
the tract of
is.
1 acre or,
Whatever, whatever land he's got, yeah.
yeah, do you know how
1 acre
much?
plus, it says, I think on the deed, like an acre plus.
Sure, there's a legal description in here that shows what that, so when he records it,
This says .87.
when it gets recorded, it'll attach to the deed.
I'm not a mobile home person, so trust me, I don't be no mobile home.
So, you make anything else? If there's no further questions, comments from anybody, I'll open the floor for a motion.
I'd like to make a motion that we grant a dimensional variance to reduce the building line setback for the property location located at 1620 College Hill Road from 125 feet to 60 feet.
All right, do I hear a second?
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Ralph Oliver,
Yes.
Wayne Pinkowski.
Yes.
Howard Bowden.
Yes.
Jimmy Rogers.
Yes.
George Dillon.
Yes. All right, Mr. Charles, your variance has been approved.
But he wants to talk to you.
We approved a 60-foot variance.
Yes.
No,
You-
a 65-foot variance.
65 is what it
The
is.
motion he just made was for a 60-foot variance.
No, he
To go from
reduced the
125.
building line from 125 to 60, which is a 65-foot variance.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's why I was trying to do the math, and he was right, and I was like, so we're giving him a 65,
So,
Yep.
we're reducing.
I
it.
have no
got you.
further business, I don't know of anything coming down the pipe.
Happy holidays. We'll see
No.
you next year.
I have no further business, and if no one else has any
I
questions,
just,
go
I just
ahead.
have one thing.
Okay.
Could we request that when the folks request these variances, that they put some sort of a marker as to where they plan to put the building? It'd
Okay.
be a lot easier. A lot of them do. I know a
Yeah.
lot of them that's already there.
Yes.
But it'd be a lot easier for us if the corners were marked, the corners closest to the road, so we could see exactly what they were talking about.
Yeah, we can ask them all that.
If they could have, if they
Now,
could do that.
on this-
Ask them all day long, I assume they will.
And on this one here now, this is can he put a 10-foot front porch on that?
That's the closest he can go to
That's
the
where you
road, is
measure
that,
to. You measure to is whatever comes out of the ground first. That's where he has to.
So he's saying his porch is not gonna go past where he went out and measured.
that's correct.
What he's been told.
Everything's from there back.
Overhang, whatever.
You can't build a building and then build a porch on the front of it. It's whatever that closest.
Even
to
the
gutters, even the
Gotcha.
Any overhang or anything.
That's what we tell them, that's the furthest projection
Because
of the building.
he said he's building it back on that same plat.
Yeah.
And that little bitty, I mean, that front porch is not very big,
You
is
said
it?
5 foot, I think, is
Yeah.
what you referred to, which is not it's not a real deep porch.
Yeah.
Still on
So,
the journey.
Yeah, we haven't adjourned yet.
so, y'all ready for me to adjourn?
Yeah.
If there's no further questions, comments, I'll adjourn the meeting. Thanks everybody for coming.
Yeah.
So we don't come back till January now?
Yeah, I think that's probably gonna be wise, don't you all?
Yeah, like I said, if we have to do it, let's do it on the 15th.
Yeah. Cause we're running out of time. I mean,
'Cause we'll run out of
I got
time.
2 weeks left, but I'm more persuaded, but